Hello, aspiring emergency managers. My name is Vince Davis. I'd like to talk to you a little bit today about some of my experience as an emergency manager in corporate settings. Throughout my career, I've had the privilege to work for such companies as Walgreens Corporation, Science Applications International Corporation, Sony, and Amazon. What I can tell you initially is that the difference between emergency managers in the private sector and emergency managers as a public sector function is very plain. That is, emergency management in the public sector is very well spelled out in terms of both opportunities, positions, and the disciplines that it takes to aspire to and to hold those positions. Conversely, on the corporate side, it is literally could not be more different. There is no clear path for emergency managers in the private sector. That may sound scary, but that doesn't mean there's no opportunity. Really what it means is that emergency management as a discipline is so new to corporate America that they literally don't really understand what an emergency manager is or exactly what we do. So how do you get in? Most companies, large, small, and medium, think that business continuity and emergency management are one thing and the same. So as you're looking at these positions or looking for potential positions in the private sector, you need to look beyond the words emergency manager or emergency preparedness manager, and you need to look at opportunities that really speak to the actual disciplines and things that we do as emergency managers, but are buried within job descriptions that say business continuity or crisis management, or in some cases even risk management. Why is that so confusing? Well, because back in 2000, when the century changed over from 1999 to 2000, companies spent vast amounts of money protecting their IT and data resources. It was called Y2K, for those of you who aren't old enough to remember that, but everybody was afraid that they were going to lose all of their data. In their haste and interest to protect data, most companies spent no time, money, or effort thinking about, well, if I have my data, is it going to make any difference if the roof blows off my building, or if my building is flooded, or if my people can't get to work because of a disaster or a catastrophe in the region? Consequently, no money, time, or effort, or energy was spent by companies on emergency management. So in the private sector, companies should be forgiven because they are just now catching up. A great example is when I went to Walgreens Corporation in 2011. Literally at that point in time, Walgreens, which is a Fortune 32 company with 8,600 stores, 23 distribution centers, and multiple corporate offices, had no emergency plans whatsoever for any of the stores or facilities. You might think that was impossible, but that was actually the case. Myself, two other experienced emergency managers actually built the program at Walgreens within a 3-year period. So, having said that, going into emergency management in the private sector has its advantages. Salaries tend to be larger, opportunities tend to be great, but some of the disadvantages are having to sort of navigate your own way through and find those positions, and then really constantly being in a mode where you're having to not justify your job, but more or less explain to people exactly what it is that you do and why you do it. I hope that's helpful to you as you try to negotiate your way through careers in the private sector and emergency management. Good luck.